Hey everyone, how you doing? It is me, Tim. Going to be reading ALFIE'S Christmas by Shirley Hughes. Please enjoy. Soon it would be Christmas time. Alfie's little sister, Annie Rose, was too little to understand about Christmas. But Alfie was thinking about it a lot. He was making decorations and cards to send to friends. He had a calendar to help him count off the days. It had a picture of baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph and the shepherds and the angels and the animals and the three kings bringing presents and the stars shining above. They sung songs about it in nursery school. Alfie was helping with the cooking. He made some delicious biscuits in the shape of Christmas trees. All the family went to the market to choose a real Christmas tree. It's got to be just the right size, said Mum. Not too big and not too small. They found one with a beautiful spreading branches. Alfie helped Dad to carry it into the living room. It smelt lovely. Then Dad fetched the big bucket of decorations from the attic. They spent a lot of time arranging them on the tree. When they had finished, they switched on the fairy lights and left the curtains open so that all the people passing by could see it. To wish everyone a happy Christmas, said Mum. Alfie and Dad set out on a special secret shopping expedition to buy Alfie's present for Mum. They spent a long time looking. Dad thought that some nice smelling stuff to put in the bath would be good, but in the end, Alfie chose a beautiful necklace of blue beads. Alfie helped Dad wrap up parcels as well as Mum's present. There was one for great grandma Hillary and one for Maureen McNally, who lived across the street and sometimes did babysitting, and Grandma, and quite a lot of other people too. Annie Rose liked playing with the shiny wrapped paper. Now the house was full of secrets and packages that were not allowed to look inside. There was one thing which was carefully hidden, and that was Alfie's present for Dad. He had a special flower pot which Alfie had decorated at nursery school, and it was a teeny green shoot which pushed up through the earth and soon it would turn into a beautiful spring flower. Mom helped Alfie to make a list of all the presents he wanted. It was quite a long list. Then she helped him write a letter to Father's Christmas. Alfie drew a picture of himself to go with it, and they put their address on the top. Then they put it in an envelope with "To Father Christmas" written on it. And Mom helped Alfie post it in the power box at the end of the street. Will he get it all right? Alfie wanted to know. Sure too, said Mum. As it began to get dark, some carolers, singers came to their street, and Mum and Alfie stepped outside to join in. Alfie put a little plate of snacks on the hearth rug for Father Christmas in case he felt hungry. He was worried that their fireplace wasn't big enough for Father Christmas. And his sack of presents to get through, but Mom said she was sure he's managed somehow. At bedtime, Alfie hung up his stocking at the end of the bed. Annie Rose had hers on the chair next to her cot. Alfie's oldest, most favorite toy, Flumbo, had a big stocking of his own. After Mum and Dad had tucked them up, Alfie laid awake for a long time because he was so excited, but at least he fell asleep. When he woke up, he knew it wasn't morning. It was the middle of the night. He could hear someone moving about in the room. Perhaps it was Father Christmas. Alfie knew that he never left presents until all children were fast asleep. So he screwed up his eyes tight and hid under the vet. Then he heard something dropping onto the floor. He sat up and peered into the darkness. He could see that his stocking was bungling with surprises, but he knew it was not time to open them yet. Then he saw Annie Rose wide awake. She had managed to get out of her cot and was sitting in the middle of the floor, opening her presents one by one. Alfie called out and Mum came running. It took a long time before they all managed to settle down to sleep again. The next time Alfie woke up, everything was quiet and he knew that Christmas morning had come at least. Annie Rose was still asleep. Alfie opened his stocking presents one by one. He was glad that he had waited till morning to unwrap them. They were so some lovely things in there. Now, Christmas Day had finally begun. Alfie ran downstairs to look at the tree. And then, popped up against it was a scooter. It was exactly what he wanted. There was a smart helmet to go with it. Annie Rose had a fairy dress with wings. Mom and Dad were very pleased with the presents Alfie gave them. Mom put on her blue beads straight away, and Dad put his flower pot in the windowsill where it would get plenty of sunshine. Soon after breakfast, the McNally's family from across the street dropped by to wish them all a happy Christmas. Later, Grandma arrived with Great Uncle Will, who had her brother and had come on a visit all the way from his home in Australia. "I'm looking for snow, and a lot of it," he said. There was no snow, but the sun had come out. Mom and Grandma set out for church. They took some cakes and sandwiches and some of Alfie's special biscuits to share with people who had no home to go to. While they were out, Alfie and Annie Rose played with their new toys with Great Uncle Will. Helped Dad to get Christmas dinner ready. Then they all sat down to eat together. Afterwards, Annie Rose was tired and cross, and she needed a rest. There was another small problem when Alfie and Dad discovered that the remote control of Alfie's new space buggy had no batteries. "I'll have to see if I can find one," said Dad. Then Great Uncle Will suggested that perhaps meanwhile he and Alfie might go out and test Alfie's new scooter. When Alfie sped off along the pavement, Great Uncle Will had to run very fast to keep up. On their way home, he told Alfie that in Australia right now it was summertime and people were swimming in the sea and having barbecues on the beach. He said that there were parrots flying about and how once he had seen a granola sitting at the top of a gum tree near his backyard. As they walked home, they could see lit Christmas trees shining out of the windows, and neighbors like the McNallys and the Santino family with their friends and relatives enjoying themselves, eating nice things and watching television together. When they got home, they found Dad and Grandma on the front doorstep with Annie Rose. She had woken up in good mood and was waving her fairy wand. Dad had found a new battery. I like Christmas. Don't you, Great Uncle Will? Said Alfie. You bet, said Great Uncle Will. Well, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this story of Alfie's Christmas. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. And I want to say thanks for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. And this vlog is over.